ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ Namaste, all of you. Welcome back to our continuing study of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha from the pages of Poojya Swamiji's, Poojya Swami Dayananda Saraswati's Geetha home study course. In these sessions, we are together exploring chapter 2 of this divine teaching, chapter 2 of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha, titled Sankhya Yoga, the topic of knowledge. In the last few capsules, we heard from Krishna as to how people with focused personalities conduct their lives, and how the others, people with no focus, people with many irons in the fire, conduct theirs. In that all important shloka that distinguishes these two personalities, Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana bahushakha hyanantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. Vyavasayatmika buddhi implies people with focused personalities. Their priorities are in place. Whereas the avyavasayis are those whose thinking is fuzzy and, if I may use this word, scatterbrained. They're all over the place. Like I said, with many irons in the fire. They do not know the true value of this rare human janma. Although they also argue that this human janma is where we can strike out to achieve all the bhogas and the aishwaryams. In no other body can one aspire to all this. In reality, they are completely disillusioned and have more or less missed the bus. Not being able to discriminate between what the real goal is and what the unreal ones are. They're completely carried away Maya carries them away. Maya herself has two qualities. One is Vidya Maya. Swami Paramarthananda would say this. One is Vidya Maya, the other is Avidya Maya. Vidya Maya promotes learning, promotes knowledge, promotes Sattva Guna. Whereas Avidya Maya does just the opposite, promotes Rajas and Tamas, which are inimical to knowledge. We saw this clearly, although we haven't studied it in our course, but Krishna clearly mentions this in the 14th chapter of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha. It says very clearly, Sattvat sanjayate jnanam. Rajaso lobha evacha. Pramada mohau tamasaha. Bhavato ajnanam evacha. So Sattvat sanjayate jnanam. Sattva guna promotes jnanam. To be satviki implies a certain quality of one's mind. One needs to have a calm mind. One's mind must be available to listen for a length of time during the class. If the class is of a 1 hour duration, one must have that attention span. It is only then that one can receive the teaching, retain the teaching, assimilate the teaching, and make it one's own. Whereas Rajas and Tamas only promote an agitated mind, a dull mind, not a sharp mind. So, such avyavasayis are agitated people. They're all over the place. Krishna is talking about them quite elaborately in these shlokas. We were examining shloka number 44 in the last capsule. I will read the shloka once and then we will pick up the thread from where we left. In the 44th, Poojya Swamiji says, without viveka, confusion is endless. Viveka implies a satviki mind. Without a satviki mind, confusion is endless. Anyway, so the shloka reads thus: Bhogaishvarya prasaktanam taya pahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadhau na vidhiyate. Is the shloka. We will pick up the thread from where we left in the last capsule. Such people do not see through the Vedic words. They do not, although the Vedas in the Karma Kanda promote activities, both all the three activities, Kaika, Vachika, and Manasa activities. It is done with a purpose that these indiscriminate people cannot discern. Swami Paramarthananda would say, karmas are prescribed to know that one needs to go beyond karmas, to discover one's higher self, which is akarta. Do karma to know later that you do not need any karma, do not need to do any karma. You cannot do any karma. This is, of course, in the Jnana Yoga Kanda, the Veda Anta Kanda, Anta Bhaga. They do not see the limitations of the words because their viveka, discriminative capacity, is covered. For them, there is no vyavasayatmika buddhi, no clarity about what they want in life. That eka buddhi, that is always the same, is not there for them. Therefore, there are hundreds of ends to be accomplished and a variety of means also, resulting in confusion. Too many preoccupations. Where there is confusion, priorities are always a problem. Because you find that you cannot grab everything at the same time. How much can you grab? How much can you hold with your fingers in the palms of your hands? After all, you've been given only two hands, right? In such circumstances, the mind can never ever be steady. This is where we left off in the last capsule. Let's take a few more steps ahead and hear from Krishna and Poojya Swamiji what they need to say about such people. Here in this verse, Krishna says that people who are committed to bhoga and aishwarya, bhogaishwarya prasaktanam, whose minds are robbed away by enticing words, praising the means and ends, do not have clear minds with reference to what is to be accomplished in life. Where such clarity does not take place, where does such clarity not take place? In the mind. Samadhau na vidhiyate. Where does such clarity not take place? In the mind. Samadhau na vidhiyate, says Krishna. Samadhau means the mind. There is no other meaning for samadhi here because Krishna was talking about vyavasayatmika buddhi with reference to those who have no clarity, nischaya, about what they want, people whose minds meander. Lovely word. People who people whose minds meander. Therefore, this vyavasayatmika buddhi, which is eka buddhi, does not take place in the minds of such people. The minds are not available. You ask them to sit down for a few minutes and listen. They cannot listen to you. And yet they are looking for peace, security, and happiness all over the world. The reason why we ask them to sit down is to teach them that PSH can never be found, permanent PSH can never be found anywhere in the world except in one place. If I tell them that, they'll say, Swamiji, please tell me where can I go and get it? Their orientation is like that. Swami Paramarthananda would say, Okarpa, please sit down, I'll tell you where to find it. They are unable to sit down. Those who do have clarity have eka buddhi, meaning that there is only one lakshya, one goal for them. Moksha is the only goal to be accomplished for the vyavasayatmika buddhis. Shankara explains the use of the word samadhi in his commentary on the verse when he says that everything in the world reaches your mind alone. Samadhiyate asmin. Samadhiyate asmin. In the mind alone, the sense objects, the experiences, the entire world that is in front of you are experienced by you. It is only in the mind. The mind is the screen on which all of these impinge. The eyes may be open and seeing, but what they see has to reach the mind before any seeing actually takes place. Swami Paramarthananda would jocularly say, when you're in class, and he sees a blank look on the student's face, he knows that the student is here, but his ears do not hear. Why? Because the mind is not available behind the ear. The Shrotra Indriyam. The mind is elsewhere, and hence the blank look. The eyes may be open, likewise, the ears are open. The eyes may be open and seeing, the ears may be open and hearing, but what they see or hear has to reach the mind before any seeing or hearing or touching or smelling actually takes place. Here, samadhau means in the mind. In the mind. Antah karane buddhau. The mind is not different from the buddhi. It is only one antahkaranam. That plays different roles depending on the situation. Mano, buddhi, chittam, and ahankara. These are the four different facets of one antahkaranam. Here, samadhau means in the mind, antahkarane, buddhau. And what is it that does not take place in the minds of such people? Eka buddhi, vyavasayatmika buddhi, asmin samadhau na vidhiyate. Instead, the buddhi is a meandering one wanting this and that, very agitated, like the mind of an active, bright child who is taken to a toy shop and asked to choose only one toy. Impossible. Total confusion is the result. Let us explore more about this shloka in the upcoming capsule and take our study forward. Hari Om.